Here's a video that nobody asked for, but I'm giving it to you anyway. 12. One of the oddest characters in Street Fighter history, only appearing in 2 games, like Urien. However, unlike Urien, nobody's really clamoring for 12 to come back. That's for a multitude of reasons. Today, I'm going to be talking about this thing and explaining why I personally like him, how I would like to see him return, how he actually did return, and why people don't really like him that much. So let's start off with who 12 is. 12 is quite possibly the weakest character in Street Fighter 3. That's not an exaggeration. Whenever you see a tier list created for Street Fighter 3, as rare as they are nowadays, 12 is almost always ranked near the bottom, if not the absolute bottom, even below the joke character of Sean. Why is that? Well, because 12 is a little strange. It's not really clear what you're supposed to do or how you're supposed to win with this thing. But 12 is interesting in different ways. One reason why I love 12 is his animations. 12's animations are buttery smooth, but also incredibly odd and creepy. Like, look at that walk animation. Ugh, it's just so wrong. But 12 is definitely a very interesting character in multiple ways. He doesn't really have much of a backstory, except that he was created by the Secret Society as an android. All I can say is, what kind of materials were they using to make 12? That's all I'm asking. But 12 isn't just a pretty face. He also has the ability to turn into any other character. So essentially, and correct me if I'm wrong, I am not very well versed in this series, but he's essentially Ditto from Pokemon. An amorphous blob of a thing that has its own moves, but can also turn into any other Pokemon. Bear with me, I really don't know. But 12 also only speaks in binary. The biggest reason why I love 12, though, is actually because of his low tier status. As you saw from my best low tiers video, I stand low tiers. Mainly because they actually put your brain to work on how you will defeat your opponent with them. And 12 is a great example. I find low tiers to be fun, honestly. Yes, if I want to win, I'll pick someone like Urien, and he is one of my favorites. But 12 is just a character that I have an odd fascination with, and I think it's all down to his animations. How would I want to see this guy return? First of all, if we're going to be continuing the story, he would of course need to be called 13. But maybe something a little bit more like the T-1000 from the Terminator series, where he's a liquid-based machine that's a little hard to pierce. Though that would probably miss the charm of the original 12. I would also like to see 12 have more, I don't know, goofy animations, for lack of better terms. As for his X copy, yeah, that's the only super that I would want to return. His other two, you could probably work into his moveset somehow, but that's the super that needs to stay. His X copy is essentially his install where he can turn into the other fighter. I know I already said that, but I need to emphasize that's my favorite part about 12. Now to answer the final questions. First one is, how did he return? Because I heavily imply that he has returned in a Street Fighter game. How did he do so? Well, he did so in the weirdest way possible. And, well, it was in Street Fighter V. So, yeah, that should already tell you something. This here is 11. Not 12, 11. Mainly because Street Fighter V takes place before Street Fighter 3. Why is this timeline so confusing? But this is also 11. This is also 11. You may be confused. Why am I showing random characters instead of showing 11? And what's this weird putty texture on them? Well, believe it or not, I am showing you 11. And that weird putty texture is his skin. Now, what the heck is going on? It's actually quite simple. 11 is random select. No, I'm not kidding. In the final update for Street Fighter V, random select was replaced by 11. And I've got to admit something here. I would rather 11 be a full character, but if you're going to return a character whose main gimmick is you can turn into anyone, then I guess this is how you do it. I like the idea of random select being its own character. Something that a lot of games don't play around with these days. And I don't get why. The closest thing we've got was Kenny from Dive Kick, but 11 is a pretty interesting thing. Also, those blank eyes are terrifying. So, why doesn't 11 or 12 ever come back? How come it took this game, in the most roundabout way possible, to bring back 12? Well, that could be because 12 doesn't have a lot to him, honestly. Yeah, his animations are great, but you may have also noticed I kinda started to struggle when I thought of moveset ideas for 12. Mainly because there's not much to 12, honestly. 11 is probably the best we're going to get, and yeah, I guess I'll be okay with that. But 12 is definitely a character I want to see return. I also get why he's not coming back. So what are your thoughts on 12? Do you think 11 is a good compromise? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I've been the Gamer Nerd, and thank you for watching.